And talking about the Maruti Suzuki Q3 FY24 numbers, and this time an all-round beat coming in from this auto major, wherein this time the margin figure specifically is actually 40 basis point above than what we were expecting at ET. Now 11.7% is the margin being reported by the company. Indeed, there is a slip on a sequential basis, but that is what we highlighted, that because of a 10% drop in the volumes for the company on a sequential basis, there could be a drop for the margin figure, and across the board we can see a weakness on a sequential basis. That is what is trickling in. The revenue is actually down 10% on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but up 15% on a YY basis. 33,309 crores is the top line for Maruti Suzuki. EBITDA at 3,907 crores, and that's a jump of almost 38% on a YY basis. Margin, like I told you, is also above our expectation at 11.7%. And lastly, on the profit figure versus our expectation of 2,833 crores, 3,130 crores is what the company has reported. So an all-round beat coming in for Maruti Suzuki numbers, but indeed the numbers are below on a sequential basis, are weaker on a sequential basis. So let's try and find out how are the analysts looking at Maruti Suzuki numbers at this point in time. To answer more, we are being joined by Abhishek Gaoshinde, who is the Deputy Vice President at Sharekhan by PNB Paribas. Hi Abhishek, a very good afternoon and thank you so much for your time. What's your first analysis on Maruti Suzuki numbers? Are the numbers above your estimates as well, marginally above your estimates, or in line to what you were expecting?
Broadly, I can say that the numbers are in line with the estimates, only that we are expecting 11.53% kind of EBITDA margin. It reported 11.7% EBITDA margin. And quarter on quarter, the decline in the EBITDA margin or all performance is quite explained that in this particular quarter it witnessed a correction in volumes, and side by side the volume mix was also quite not favorable, given that the volume, the contribution of SUVs came down on a QQ basis, and it can be understood that in quarter three the performance of the Maruti was largely be seen on the retail side due to the festive season, although the production was impacted due to this annual shutdown and the inventory correction. Now, going ahead, what we see that the quarter four performance of the in terms of the volumes would be better than that of the quarter three, and the company is likely to sustain this EBITDA margin at this double-digit levels, given that this is, I think the eighth quarter when we have seen on a YOY basis, the company has reported EBITDA margin expansion. Similarly, it's fourth or fifth quarter when the company has reported double-digit kind of a margin.
All right, so Q4, the expectation is better. But Abhishek, quickly, if I can take your pecking order in the passenger vehicle segment, because just yesterday and even today, we are seeing that Tata Motors is now the most valuable auto company in India. So because the Maruti Suzuki numbers are a little above our estimates, in line to your estimates, but what will be the pecking order between Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki and Mahindra now for you?
Given that the performance of Maruti Suzuki has been improving compared to this past, but from a portfolio basis, what I can say that compared to earlier, it's overweight stance. Now, most of the portfolios would take it as an equal weight stance, given that earlier Maruti was performing ahead of the industry, considering that there was a weakness in the two-wheelers and Tata Motors was not doing well. But now, given that Tata Motors is performing well and the two-wheelers performance are improving, so the investors have multiple alternatives to invest on in the overall automobile sector. So in terms of a pecking order in a four-wheeler space, we will prefer Tata Motors more than that of Maruti, and we believe that Maruti will remain market performer with an equal stance.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gaoshinde, for joining us. We're completely out of time on that one. We'll have to let you go. On that note, an uptick of more than 1.5% coming in on Maruti Suzuki on the back of its quarter three numbers. But